Welcome back, coin collectors and history buffs. Today, we're diving deep into two of the most iconic and valuable gold coins ever minted in the United States, the 1907 and the 1911 Indian head $10 eagles. These aren't just pieces of gold, they're masterpieces of art, monuments to a transformative era in American history, and some of the rarest treasures you can ever hope to hold. We'll explore the stunning beauty of St. Gordon's design, the turbulent progressive era that birthed it, and the unique minting errors and survival stories that make these coins worth millions. Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn might just change how you see every coin in your collection. Imagine holding a piece of American history, a tangible artifact from a time of immense change and bold ambition. We are looking at the United States 1907 $10 Indian head eagle, a coin that is far more than just a piece of gold. It is a story carved in metal, a testament to the vision of a president and the genius of a dying artist. To truly understand this remarkable coin, we must travel back to the early years of the 20th century, a period when America was flexing its muscles on the world stage and undergoing a profound transformation from its agrarian past into a modern industrial powerhouse. This was the era of Theodore Roosevelt, a president known for his boundless energy, his progressive ideals, and his desire to see America become a cultural, as well as economic, leader among nations. The political climate of the time was one of vigorous reform, a movement that came to be known as the Progressive Era. President Roosevelt was a trustbuster, a champion of the common man against the overwhelming power of industrial monopolies. He was deeply concerned with what he saw as the swollen fortunes of the ultra-wealthy and the corrupting influence of big business on politics. Yet, the nation was not without its anxieties. The Panic of 1907, a severe financial crisis that gripped Wall Street and threatened to plunge the country into a deep depression, was a stark reminder of the volatility of the new industrial economy. In this period of uncertainty, President Roosevelt found himself working side by side with financier J.P. Morgan to shore up the banking system, a partnership that was both necessary and deeply revealing of the era's political complexities. Despite this turmoil, the country was still pushing forward with grand projects, such as the construction of the Panama Canal, and its population was booming, with over 1 million immigrants passing through Ullo's Island in 1907 alone. It was in this dynamic, often contradictory, environment that the decision was made to create a new, more beautiful coinage for the nation. President Roosevelt, who had a deep appreciation for the arts, looked at the existing United States coinage and saw only a lack of artistic merit. He found the designs unimaginative and argued that they did not reflect the greatness and spirit of the nation he was leading. This sentiment led him to bypass the traditional process within the mint and commission a renowned sculptor, Augustus St. Gaudens, to redesign the nation's gold coins. Roosevelt, who famously declared the old designs to be of atrocious hideousness, believed American coins should rival the beauty of ancient Greek currency. The sculptor, St. Gaudens, was a titan of his craft, but he was also a man battling a serious illness. Their collaboration would be intense, resulting in designs for the $20 and $10 coins. For the $10 Indian head eagle, St. Gaudens adapted a design he had originally considered for a 1-cent piece, a striking profile of a female figure representing liberty, adorned with a Native American war bonnet. It is important to note that the use of the headdress was actually a direct suggestion from President Roosevelt himself, who felt that it was a distinctly American and picturesque symbol. The reverse of the coin depicts a majestic eagle, its wings folded, standing on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, a design intended to symbolize both military readiness and the desire for peace. St. Gaudens poured his remaining creative energy into these models, but he would not live to see his work released into the world, passing away in August of 1907. The minting of the coin was fraught with practical challenges. St. Gaudens had designed the coin in what is known as high relief, where the design stands out prominently from the surface. While visually stunning, this proved exceptionally difficult for the mint's presses to strike. The sharp, wire edge of these high-relief pieces was a byproduct of the immense pressure required to bring up the design, making it impossible to stack the coins properly for normal circulation. Furthermore, the original designs omitted the motto, "In God We Trust," a decision by Roosevelt, who felt the use of a deity's name on money was inappropriate. This omission sparked a significant public outcry, leading to Congress passing a bill that mandated its inclusion on all coins after July 1, 1908. Chief engraver Charles E. Barber was given the task of modifying Sant Gudunzur's artwork, lowering the relief and adding the motto on the reverse, resulting in the familiar version that was minted for years. Yet, it is the oldest of these coins, the ones struck in the brief window before these changes were made, that are the rarest and most historically significant. The 1907 Indian head eagle exists in several distinct varieties, each a different chapter in its complicated birth. The first examples struck are known as the wire rim pieces, with an estimated mintage of only 500. Today, it is believed that fewer than 200 survive, making them an extreme rarity. Then there are the rolled edge examples. Although over 30,000 were reportedly struck, the vast majority were melted down due to the previously mentioned stacking issue, leaving perhaps only 40 to 45 pieces known to exist today. One of these rolled edge coins, a single proof specimen in near-perfect condition, realized a staggering $2,185,000 at auction. The value of this coin is astronomical, ranging from tens of thousands of dollars for well-circulated examples to sums exceeding $1 million for the finest known specimens. In the end, the 1907 Indian head eagle stands as a monument to a specific moment in American history, an ambitious nation striving for greatness, a president who demanded the best for his country, and an artist who gave his last masterpiece in response. It remains one of the most coveted and beautiful coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Imagine the sheer force required to strike a coin. At the United States Mint, the process is a carefully choreographed dance of immense pressure and precision, but it is not without its potential for human error. To understand what makes the 1911 Indian head $10 eagle a coin of profound interest to numismatists, we must first understand how such a piece is born. The journey begins not with metal, but with art. A master hub is created, a positive image of the coin's design in relief. From this hub, a coin die is produced, which is essentially the inverse, or the negative, of that design. This die is a steel cylinder that will act as a stamp, impressing its design onto blank discs of metal known as planchets. These planchets are first punched from long metal coils, then heated in a furnace to soften them in a process called annealing, and finally washed and dried. A crucial step is the upsetting mill, which raises a rim around the edge of the disc. This rim is not just for aesthetics, it protects the final coin's design from wear and allows coins to be stacked neatly. The planchet is then ready for its final transformation in the coining press. There the obverse, or heads die, typically acting as the hammer die, strikes the planchet with incredible force, often 35 to 100 tons of pressure depending on the denomination, while the reverse, or tails die, remains stationary. This one monumental blow imprints the design onto the gold, creating the finished coin. However, the 1911 Indian head $10 eagle's rarity does not stem from a single catastrophic error like a misstruck planchet or a broken die. Its story is more nuanced, rooted in the realities of production and the economic climate of the time. The coin was minted in the final year of a subtle yet distinctive design feature. Since 1907, the edge of the Indian head eagle had been adorned with 46 stars, representing the number of states in the Union at that time. But in 1912, with the impending admission of New Mexico and Arizona, the mint would need to update this edge to 48 stars. Therefore, the 1911 issue represents the last gasp of the 46-star edge, a point of interest for collectors, but not the primary source of its scarcity. The true rarity lies in the coin's mintage figures, and more importantly, its survival rate. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced coins without a mint mark, struck a substantial 505,500 of these $10 pieces in 1911. While not a low mintage by the standards of the time, the key to the 1911 issue's value in high grade is that very few of these coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most entered commerce and saw use, resulting in the wear that devalues a coin to a collector. This makes finding an example that retains its original mint luster and sharp details a considerable challenge. The situation is even more pronounced for the coin's branch mint counterpart, the 1911 Indian head eagle struck at the Denver Mint. This is where we find a striking example of a production circumstance creating a modern rarity. The Denver Mint produced a scant 30,100 examples of this coin, the lowest mintage in the entire Indian head eagle series. At the time, coins struck at branch mints like Denver and San Francisco were often viewed as less desirable by collectors on the East Coast, who were more accustomed to the products of the Philadelphia Mother Mint. Consequently, many of these 1911 eagles were not saved by collectors. They were released into circulation and, like so many gold coins of that era, used in daily commerce. To compound this fate, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's issuance of Executive Order 6102 in 1933, which prohibited the hoarding of gold coin and bullion, led to the melting of vast quantities of pre-1933 gold coinage. Untold numbers of 1911 eagles were lost to the melting pot during the Great Depression. This combination of a low initial mintage, a lack of collector interest at the time, and subsequent government-mandated destruction has resulted in a survival estimate of only about 1,650 examples across all grades today. It is a stark reminder that a coin's rarity is a product of both how many were made and how many managed to survive the ravages of time and circumstance. Therefore, if you are holding a 1911 Indian head eagle, what exactly are you looking for? The unique production circumstance that makes one of these coins so covetable is its condition or grade more than a specific visual error. Identifying a high-value example requires a sharp eye. For the Philadelphia issue, a coin in circulated condition, say very fine 20, might be relatively accessible, perhaps worth a few $1,000s. But the value escalates dramatically as the condition improves. A mint state 65 coin, which would exhibit a full, sharp strike with no wear and strong luster, is a significant rarity, with prices reaching into the tens of thousands. The very finest known examples, such as one certified by NGC as Mint State 68, are the pinnacle of the series for this date. With only 4 coins known at this exalted grade and none higher, such a coin becomes a trophy, having sold for sums approaching $100,000. For the 1911 the story is one of sheer scarcity. Because of its low mintage and poor survival rate, even a well-worn coin is a collector's prize. A coin in about uncirculated 58 condition might be valued in the high 4-figure range, while a coin in mint state 63 could command 5 figures. The finest known 1911 Indian head eagle, a single specimen graded mint state 66, stands alone as a numismatic monument, a coin that has been off the market for decades and whose value is essentially incalculable, truly one of the most important and desirable issues in all of American gold coinage. The 1911 Indian head eagle, whether from Philadelphia or Denver, is a testament to the history of the United States, a physical link to an era of industrial might and artistic ambition, and a reminder that in the world of coins, rarity is often forged by the hands of time and history.